Once again, you're not going to see me in this video. This is one of my web pages. Earlier today, I put up a video talking about ActiveX controls and file extensions and that kind of thing. And now, I want to talk about cascading style sheets. And the reason we're going to talk about cascading style sheets is because I do make web pages. And I make web pages on a very large screen. This is a very large screen right here. I'm sure you're just looking at this right now going, oh my gosh, look at the size of that screen. This is a 1440 by 900 pixel screen. Unfortunately, not everybody owns a 1440 by 900 pixel screen, so when they open up my web pages, what'll happen a lot of times is that graphics like this or this up here, well, it'll look kind of funky and goofy. You say, well, how do we fix that? Well, first of all, when you guys get my web pages and things start to look a little funky, I want you to tell me what your screen resolution is, all right? Because I don't know what kind of screen resolutions you guys have got out there. And you say, well, how do I tell you what my screen resolution is when I don't even know how to find it myself? Okay, we're going to start by clicking the Start button. This is your Start button. If you hold on to that, there's a little box that will appear right above the Start button. And I talked about this in a previous video. If you hover your mouse above certain buttons, a little box will appear and tell you certain things. Alright, we're going to click the Start button down here, which is on the lower left corner of the screen. This is lower left, okay? And we're going to click it, and we're going to go to Control Panel. And when we hit Control Panel, we're going to go to Appearance and Personalization. Now, Windows Vista, I think it was called something different, but it doesn't matter. If you will go to this, okay, and I know a lot of people own Windows Vista and they own Windows 7. I own Windows 7 Ultimate. It doesn't matter which version of Windows you own. Vista will say it one way, 7 will say it another, but it doesn't matter whether you own 7 Home Premium, you own 7 Ultimate, 7 Business, doesn't matter. Okay? You're going to click down here, it says Adjust Screen Resolution. We're going to click Adjust Screen Resolution right down here. You may have different wording, you just got to figure out which wording is right for you. Okay? I'm going to click that, and here it is. It says Resolution 1440 by 900. That is mine. Yours will probably say something different. Okay? And that's how you tell me what screen resolution you actually have. Now, that doesn't solve all your problems, but it does tell you what your screen resolution is. Now you say, well, how do I fix this? I mean, it's all goofy and funky. It all works, but it's all funky and goofy and whatever. Alright. That's where, do you remember in the previous video where I talked about file extensions? Okay. We have activitiesdeluxe.htm, we have activitiesdeluxe.js, we have activitiesdeluxe.css. HTM stands for the Hypertext Markup Language. Now, that's the one you want to click to open up the actual web page itself. Alright? JS stands for JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language for web pages. You don't even want to mess with that unless you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and play with this. The one you'll want is activitiesdeluxe.css. The CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Cascading Style Sheets. You can look this up on the internet all you want. You can actually double click this file, just like this, and when you do, a notepad page will appear and it'll have all these funky looking codes. The only two codes you really want to pay attention to is the top and the left. See, there's a top up here. See that word top? See that word left? Those two you want to pay attention to. Why is that? Okay? All your objects on your screen, including this one here, this is an object here, this is an object here, this is a heading object, this is a different type of heading object. I won't go into massive detail, but these are both objects, okay? And they are positioned by the instructions from the top and from the left-hand side of the screen. From the top and from the left-hand side of the screen. Alright. So what you want to do is you want to change the numbers. You don't want to change the actual top or left. Well, here, let's open this up. what you'll want to do is you'll want to change these numbers here. You see those numbers there? You'll want to change them to whatever makes the web page look like it's supposed to. Alright? And so if you think that things are positioned wrong on your web page, all you have to do is change these numbers to make it look like what it's supposed to. And you don't even want to change the PX. The PX has to stay. That's pixels. Okay? And pixels actually stand for picture elements. I talked about this in a previous video. If you want to look that up, you're more than welcome. You don't want to change the PX. You don't want to change the semicolon or the colon or none of that. Just the numbers themselves. You could have, instead of 30, you could have 300, or 20, you could have 250. Whatever numbers you change to, and you may want to change it over and over again. When you do this, every time you make a change, you're going to want to file, save. Okay, up here you have File, Edit, Format, View, and Help. You'll want to hit File, and then a dialog box will come up. See, there's a dialog box. You'll hit Save, and it'll change those numbers. And as you change those numbers, these objects on the screen will move. Let's say this is too far over to the right, so you'll want to decrease the left until it moves where you want it to go. Okay? So if this is too far to the right, lower the left number until it moves to the left enough where it's comfortable for you. If you have it up on the top and it's too far down, you lower the top number. Let's say your top was 300, you would lower it to 200 and move up. You lower it to 100 and move up some more, so on and so forth. The lower the number of the top is, the higher up on the screen the object will appear. The lower the number of the left is, the further left this will go. If you want it further to the right, you'll increase the left number. If you want this further down, you'll increase the top number. Okay? And that's how you fix that. And you can do this over and over and over again until it looks exactly the way you want it to look. And that's basically a little lesson about cascading style sheets. Alright? Alright, I will tell you more in another video. Stay tuned.